As we have discussed in the theory session, we know where is the placement of the ETL, right? What we are studying the ETL tool. Why we are studying that? Because, of course, it is a part of your curriculum, but there are many ETL. ETL means extract, transform, and load. There are many ETL tools available in the market. Out of that, one of the powerful tool that we have to do the extraction, transformation, and loading is Informatica. Right? Informatica is now owned by Oracle. Initially, it was developed and managed by a company called as Informatica itself, but now overtaken by Oracle. Now Oracle is owning that company. So it is Oracle Informatica. The tool, the name of the company is Informatica, but the tool is called as powercenter tool. POWER, as you can see at the top, Informatica powercenter. The name of the tool is powercenter. Now, while installing Informatica, you have two components to install. One is server and one is client. Normally in the projects, you will be as an ETL developer, as we have seen certain roles, ETL developer, ETL tester, the architect, the business analyst. But when it comes only under the scope of ETL, you will work either as a developer or a tester or an architect. But initially, as an ETL developer, if you land into the zone of ETL developer, you will be working with the client components. The server will be on certain other machine, and via the client, you will connect to the Informatica server. Now we are assuming that we are going to get the role of ETL developer, and what are the primary tasks and daily activities of an ETL developer. As the name suggests, it is extract, transform, and load. You will have to extract the data. Extract the data from where? You will have to extract the data from the various sources, the heterogeneous sources. It could be a relational table. It could be an XML file. What are the various different sources? So the first topic that we are discussing is working with the sources, the various different types of sources that we have. So these sources can be your flat file, relational file, XML file, spreadsheet. Because why it is coming in various formats? Because the reason is simple. The business for whom you are extracting the data is going to store the data in his or her own database, and his or her own database might be even a flat file, could be a spreadsheet, could be a relational database. Not everyone is technically always taking help of SQL Server or Oracle. Some might be storing in some XML file, some might be in simple Excel sheet, some might be maintaining a simple Word notepad. So we are checking out what we are doing is the scenario. What we are going to check is the real-time scenario. And what is that real-time scenario? That is the heterogeneous databases. My data can come in any format. Now, as we discussed, the data is stored into the replication server. It is not exactly pulled from the actual production database, because we do not want to disturb the production database. Production database is actually the database where your live transactions are going on. Again, example, when you go to an ATM or when you go to a bank or when you go to any GPay, Amazon, all the transactions are happening in your production database, that are actual live databases. They are capturing all the live transactions. So I cannot directly extract the data from the live database. I need to replicate into a replication server. And from there, I'm going to pull that data. Now, who is going to pull that data? The ETL tool. Which ETL tool we are using? Informatica. So here, for our lab purpose, what we are doing is, since we have studied Oracle as a database, we are going to work on 2 to 3 different scenarios. One is how to extract data from the table, from the relational table. A relational database can be SQL Server, Oracle, etc. All the relational databases. We are going to check how to extract the data from Oracle as a database, since we have studied Oracle. This is first thing that we are going to try. My source is going to be my table. And my target also is going to be my table. Now, before doing that, and where am I going to do this activity? I'm going to do it in client. So going back to the statement that we mentioned earlier, there are 2 things while installation: server and client. If you have done the installation and if you're going to do the installation, you will see that first there is this part 2 that we are extracting, which is the server. First, the server has to be installed. While installing the server, you configure certain components inside that server. You create certain users who are going to work, work with the data inside Informatica and the other resources. You configure something called as a domain. A domain is nothing but a collection of all the different components, parameters, resources inside Informatica. It is a domain, it is a section. It is one specialization area inside which all your data pertaining to Informatica will be stored. So you're going to configure that domain inside which you will be having a repository. Repository? What is my repository? What does the English word repository mean? It means collection of data. It is going to hold all your data, all your users, all the work done, all your dimension table, fact tables, everything that repository is going to hold. So after you configure and install this server, on top of that will come your client. Your client has got 4 components. Your Informatica client has got 4 components which you are going to use all the time as a developer. And what are those 4 components? Those 4 components are repository, designer, workflow, and monitor. As you can see on Anushka's screen, there are those 4 icons R, D, W, and M. Those are the 4 client components: repository, designer, workflow, and monitor. These are the Informatica client components. They will get associated with the repository. Okay, that is the whole, my repository is my whole and soul over here. My repository will contain all the data of all the different users and whatever actual data they are working with, everything. And that repository will connect with the actual production server and whatever data warehouse architecture. From there, the data will be ported to your data warehouse architecture. From there, it will connect to the sources. It will extract the data from the sources, etc. But your client is at the bottommost level, which will connect to the repository server. Repository server will connect to the actual production server. Now, what are we going to do over here? We are going to extract the data. What exactly this Informatica is going to do? It will extract the data and it will post the data into the target table, so that from there the reports, the data for the various reports and analysis can be picked up. So how are we going to proceed? We are going to always work with these 4 components. And as I told you, on the very first day, this installation might crash at any time if you are not properly maintaining the status of the machine. While closing the virtual machine, you have an option, save the status of the machine. You will have to make sure that while closing the virtual box, or like those who are working on personal laptops, they also have to make sure that each and every component is explicitly closed properly. I cannot randomly shut down my machine. The installation process, first of all, is complex. Second, handling Informatica is one more management issue, because it crashes very easily. So those who are working on virtual machines, while closing the machine, definitely you will have to say save the status of the machine. Those who are working on personal laptops, they have to make sure that they close each and every component successfully, and only then shut down the machine. Second important point, the services. While you have installed this Informatica, in the background, there is a service that is running for Informatica. So Anushka, just type services.msc in your search box. Go to that services, and that's okay. No, don't write MS, just write services. This service has to be always in the running mode, and it gets open that, Anushka. Minimize this. Over there, English test? Just, Anushka, go to services window. Type I. Just type I. Where? Anywhere, you just type I on the keyboard. Now see the second service, Informatica 10.4.1. Yes, ma'am. Okay. see the status of that, it should be running. Now, if I leave my machine idle for, let's say, 10-15 minutes, okay, or 15-20 minutes, let us say. So this service goes down, okay, and this service automatically stops. So sometimes it also happens that it is showing as running, but in the background it stops. And on all your 4 windows of designer, workflow, repository, and monitor, you will get a pop-up that the service has stopped running. Okay, so if you leave your machine idle without using Informatica for 15-20 minutes, the service automatically closes down. So not to worry. How do I start the service? Right click on this. Anushka?
Yes, ma'am.
Right click on this. And you will have to click on start. Currently it has been started, hence that is disabled. Okay, so it is in the running mode right now. So hence it is disabled. Once it stops, that start button will be enabled. You will have to click on start. Every time first the Informatica is not working, come to services, check whether the service is running, and then proceed further. So these 2 things you have to keep very highlighted in your mind. How to close the machine, and what about the status of the what is that? What is the service? Correct? Okay. Minimize this, Anushka, or close, however. Okay. Now, this is your repository window. You can see the R being highlighted. How did I identify that this is the repository window? So the R is being highlighted, point number 1. And at the top, you can see Informatica powercenter repository manager. It is written below your Windows 10 virtual box. It is very clearly written that Informatica powercenter repository manager. This indicates that I have opened the repository manager. Okay, next. This first step that we are going to do over here inside the repository manager, what Informatica expects from us is I need to save all my work into a folder. So it might so happen that 10 ETL developers are working, and how do I separate out their work? Like in Oracle, what I do is I have separate users. I have HR, I have Scott, I have Anushka, I have Ishita. So everyone is working in their own section, in their own schema. So they come, they log in, they start working. So it is pretty simple. Here also, what Informatica expects is
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Parul.
I'm sorry to disturb, ma'am, but Jairam sir is telling me to call him.
Yes, ma'am. Jairam sir has asked me to call him.
Okay. You both can connect with Jay then. Not an issue. Yeah. So, what I was saying. So, these different users, what they need to do is they need to work in separate schemas or separate. Each one of the developer will have his or her own task to do. So how do I classify them? I classify them by adding a folder. Okay, each one will save his or her own work into that folder, and then the administrator, it is then the job of the administrator to bring all that work into one. And then see, repository is like a collection of all the work done by all the people. So no doubt if 10 ETL developers are getting connected, then under this repository, all those 10 folders will be seen by the admin. Now, since we are working on our own machine, it is standalone, server is also here, client is also here, and I am the sole user. If I create 10 folders, I will be able to see all those 10 folders over here because the server is available on my machine. Right? So the first step to isolate my work as a developer from others' work, how do I isolate? How do I classify my work is I need to create a folder. So the first step that we are going to do is we are going to create a folder. So Anushka, go to the folder menu. Create a folder. Okay, do one thing. First the folder is, okay. Right click on the repository. See, yeah. Okay, you have not configured the domain also. Okay, go to repository. The first menu. First. Say configure domain. Okay, the first icon, add domain. First one. So give a name as domain. D capital. Gateway host is local host. And 6005 is the gateway port for Informatica. 6005. Click on OK. Okay. Refresh, click on the refresh button. Okay. Put a tick on the PCRS. Click on OK. Okay. Now go to this PCRS, right click. Say connect. Write administrator, A capital. Connect. Okay, very good. Now go to folder. Create. Give a name to the folder. Anushka, have you given a name to the folder? I cannot see the screen at my side.
Am I audible?
Tell me.
What should I write in name?
That is what I'm saying. Give any name of your choice to the folder. Give Anushka, na? Give Anushka. What is the problem? Give Anushka. Click OK. The folder has been successfully created. So click OK. Now this is the repository where Anushka is the creator of the folder. Okay. And who has created this? The administrator has created. See the owner. Because the administrator is the person who will be working into this repository 99.99% of the times. He is the owner of this zone repository. Okay, you as a developer will not really have any great access on this repository because repository is to maintain, to manage, to administer, to organize the data plus the users that are incoming and outgoing of Informatica, right? So this, since we are the sole users, we are the administrator, we are the we have the server, everything, you are able to do this. But actually, as a developer, this is not your activity. Okay, to configure the domain, to start the repository. No, you will be getting this folder already available when you start as a developer. You will be already getting this folder. Up till here, it is the job of the administrator. Now next what you're going to do is your task. Okay, now go to the designer window. Correct. Okay, maximize this window. Correct. And while you keep shift to the other window, the previous window can be kept open because we are going to shuffle between the different windows. No, don't close any window. Right. Now, go to this window. Okay. Now, right click on the repository. Anushka, you have to go to the designer window.
Okay, ma'am.
Now don't shuffle. Right click on the repository. Okay, close this window, Anushka, 1 second. Why are you not able to see this? You should be able to see the folder over here.
This.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
No, don't do anything. Close this. Close this window. No, close it.
Ma'am, designer window I have to
Designer
close.
window. Yeah, designer window. Now once again start that window. Actually, that folder should be seen over there parallelly. Click on OK. Click on right click on the PCRS. Connect. Administrator. So you as a developer will be getting one username and password over here. While configuring, we have kept same for everything. Hence, we are using the same. Click on connect. Right click on Anushka. Now see, Anushka is going to work in her area now. That means she is trying to do some development activities, right? So she has to do two things now. First, she has to connect. So right click on the folder and say connect. That means she is now connected to the repository manager, to the Informatica server. Click on connect. Okay. Again, right click on Anushka and click open. Right. Now this is the zone that each of the developer is going to work. Now what steps we have done? In the first part, we went to the repository. We configured a domain over there. See, Anushka's screen on the repository manager did not have any domain. Domain is what? Domain is a section, as we mentioned. It's a specialization area. Inside this domain, if you remember your BIS, if you go back to your foundation training, you have domains of management. One huge day you have spent on domains of management. Operation, HR, finance, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, XYZ. So that is nothing but a domain, an area of specialization. Okay, completely focused into that area. So, Anushka, you want to say something?
No, ma'am.
So we are focusing on this domain of ETL. So we configured a domain, we connected to that repository, we created a folder for a developer, and these activities we did into your repository manager. Now into the designer window, I have got access to my, as a developer, I have got access to my area, that is Anushka. Now Anushka, what she did, she saw the folder over here, she connected to the repository server, that is PCRS, powercenter repository service. She first went and connected there. She established a connection. She went ahead with the connection. Second step, she connected. She right clicked on that Anushka folder. She connected to that repository. And third step, she has now opened the zone where she is going to work. So these are the steps that we have followed. Under this, on your left hand side, under your Anushka folder, what you can see is business components, sources, targets, cubes, dimensions, different types of transformations, maplets, mappings, and user defined functions. Now these are the various activities as a developer that you can perform on the various objects that you are going to work with. Right. But since we are freshers, since we are at the core level, we are going to check how to work with the sources, the different type of sources at the beginner level, first at the beginner level. Right. So most of the time you will see that we will work with the source and the target. Okay, there are two, the second and the third option, that is source and the target, is what we are going to work with. Okay. Source, we have already said, like there could be multiple sources. And targets, what are my targets? How am I going to work with the targets? Working with the target, what am I supposed to do? So whatever is my target could be my table, my target could be my flat file, my target could be my XML, my target could be any Excel sheet. In what I want to put that data. Okay, that is again to be understood, like in which object, in which structure I need to put that data. So source and target should be very clear in our mind. Source is nothing but where I'm going to extract the data from, and target is where I'm going to land the data. These are the two things that I need to be very, very clear. So this is what we are going to, so this is what we need to keep in mind, and this is what we need to understand very, very clearly. So now we already know that in Oracle, that is there is an HR user, and when we configured this, when we installed SQL Developer, we created two more users. One is Infa and one is Core. Okay. Now why we created these two users? These two users, they are, one is the user who is going to work as a target for me. That means I'm going to load the data, or I'm going to put the data into this target user schema. And who is the source schema? My source schema is my HR user, who is my standard Oracle user. Because why I'm taking HR as source? For the simple reason, because all the data is available with HR user. All the tables are ready with HR user. I need not really worry about the creation of the table. I'm assuming that the client or my business is using Oracle database, and under Oracle database, there are certain users. One sample user is HR. And the transaction, the business data is nothing but employee, department, location, region, salary, or whatever n number of tables are there into that HR user. Hence, we are considering that as our business data currently for sample experiments or practicals or labs, whatever you call that. Okay, so hence we are taking that HR user as my source. Who is going to be my target? My target is either my core or my Infa. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick one of the person. We have created them. So Anushka, can you go to your Oracle? Write SQL plus over there. Sorry. Run this. Write connect HR/HR. Select star from tab. Correct. Enter. So these are certain tables already available with me. Okay, countries, departments, employees, job history, location, region. This is my source data. Okay, first use case or first experiment, what we are doing is table to table loading. That means in my source, that is in my Oracle database, I have certain X number of tables, which you can see right now. And who is the owner of this table? HR is the owner of this table. This is my source. I'm going to extract the data from here. I'm going to pull the data from here. I'm going to get the data from here. And where am I going to put that data? Now there can be 2 or 3 what do you call it? 2 or 3 options for this where I can put that data. One is the HR schema is going to put extract the data from one table and load it into his schema only. That means HR to HR there is a transfer. Right now you can see there are 7 tables. What I will do, I will create one more table in the HR schema and I will copy data from one table to other table. But the user is the same, that is HR only. In the second example, what we can do, we can copy the data from HR user and we can put the data into the core user. That means the core user is somebody else. It is not the HR user. So from one schema to other schema, how can I extract and transform the data? And one more use case can be there. Okay, one by one I'll tell you, because in the beginning if I tell you it will be all confusion for you. Okay, first example we are going to try a simple one, table to table. What example we are trying? We are working with the different source. We are working with the source and we are working with one target. My source is my table. My target is also my table. So first example we are going to try is table to table load. How am I going to extract data from one table and put it into other table, being in the same schema? Okay, this is the experiment that we are going to do. Now, Anushka, write one command over here, create table employees copy. No space, Anushka. Copy. COPY, copy. As select. as select star from employees. Semicolon, enter. Now say describe employees copy. Semicolon, enter. And say select count of star from employees copy. Into bracket star. Nee, Anushka, forgotten SQL. Anushka, in bracket star from employees copy. See, how many rows are there in the copy table? 1, not 7. Why? Because I created a copy of the employees table. Now say truncate table employees copy. Truncate table. Employees copy. Now say again select count of star from, copy that earlier command na, select one. Now how much is the count? It is 0. We have truncated that table. Okay, we have removed all the data from the table. Where I am doing this? I am doing in the HR schema only. Okay, now say select star from tab. You will see the table created in the table list of HR. See, employees copy one table is created. We just now truncated the table and there is 0 values inside that, 0 rows inside that employees copy table. Okay, now minimize this. Okay, now what I'm going to do, my source table is employees. I'm going to, why we created this employees copy table? Because I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to take data from employees table and store it into employees copy table. I'm going to extract data from employees and put it into employees copy table. So employees is ready with me. Employees copy I created, and I have created a blank table employees copy with only the structure ready, and I am going to dump data from employees into employees copy. You are getting what we are doing? Understood the use case, what we are doing? Yes? Yes or no? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
You people are getting what we are going to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anushka, now before we actually start, okay, what steps we have to do? We have to configure the database. Configure the database means what? We have to keep the database connection ready. Okay, we have to keep the database connection ready. Every time I can't give the parameters like localhost or 1521 port number or the service ID is XC. Every time I can't do that. So what I do, this is a one-time activity. I configure. Configuring is what? Keeping the parameters ready. Keeping the parameters ready for what? Since my source is my Oracle, I need to develop a connection with between Oracle and Informatica. For that connection, what I need to do? Okay, for that connection, I need to configure the database. I need to supply the values to Informatica, like telling it how to connect to uh, Oracle. Who are the users who will get connected to Oracle? Who are the valid users in the database who can extract or import or export data into database? Okay, so for that, now there are, if you can see on the gray area, it is written as source analyzer. Okay, no, on the gray area below, you can see source analyzer. Inside this designer, where are we now? We are into the designer window. Again, how to see in which window I am? See the D next to R in green, there is D that is highlighted. Plus at the top, it is written that I am into Informatica powercenter designer. Okay, this shows that I am into the designer window. The designer window has again 4 to 5 components. Okay, the first one, if you see, Anushka, just go to that above that source analyzer. Na, there is one icon. No, below. Still down. Still one level down. Come to the left. Correct. No, left. I mean, this side. More. To the first icon. Now this designer window has 4 components. One is source analyzer. Next is target window. That is target analyzer. Move to the next one, Anushka. The target analyzer or the target designer. Next one is the transformation developer. Next, mapping, maplet designer, and the fourth one is mapping designer. Okay, so out of these 4, what we are going to do is 4 or 5 available over here. We are going to work with source, target, and the mapping window. Correct? Initially, we are going to work with source, target, and the mapping window. Now, click on the first one, the source. As I click on the first one, in the menu, you will see repository, edit, view, tools, layout, versioning, and the next one is sources. If I click on the source analyzer, the menu changes over there as sources. Click on the next icon, target. The menu changes to targets. Next. The menu, see the menu changes to transformation. Next. The menu has changed to maplet. Next. The menu has changed to mappings. So here, if you see, as I click on each window, the menu option at the top changes. Right? So come back to the first one, source. So inside the designer window, I am going to work with these 4 to 5 sections over here. Now click on the sources menu. Sources menu at the top. Menu option. Sources. Correct. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to import the data from the database. That is, I want to extract the data from the database. So click from import from database. Why I'm going to database? Because my source is my table. Okay, my source is my table. Hence, I am going for this option, import to database. Now, first, you will have to configure the connection, configure the database. I just cannot directly import without establishing any connection with the database. So first I need to configure that database. So click on the 3 dots. here under user, click on the second one. Okay, one sec. Go to under user DSN, go to add. See on the right hand side you have add. Now here it is asking a driver for you, like when you are getting connected to your database, which database and via which port are you going to connect to that database? Which is your database? My database is Oracle. So I will select the Oracle protocol over here. So scroll down, you will see Oracle. Wait. Data Direct 8.0 Oracle Wire Protocol. Select that. Say finish. Now I have selected that I am going to work with the protocols. I am going to work with the drivers of Oracle. Why? Because my data source is, my database is Oracle. Now here the data source name. Say Oracle source. Who is your source? Your source is Oracle. So here actually you can give any name, but for our understanding, no spaces, Anushka. But for our understanding, since it should be user friendly, we are giving a user friendly name over here. Okay. Host is local host. Local host. Host. Standard connection host at the top. Third one. Port number 1521. We are supplying the parameters to Oracle connectivity. Third one you cannot do, it is readable. Fourth one, service name is XC. Small XC. Say test, okay, say okay. Okay. One more time, one for target you have to add. Say add. One more time, say add. Again, select Oracle. Finish. This time say Oracle target. Again, host is local host. One 1521. And XC. Say okay. Okay. Say okay. Anushka, click on okay. Now, yeah. Now from the three dots no, don't say okay. In the drop down. In the drop down next to the three dots. Anushka. Click on the arrow. No. Click OK here. See the arrow next to the three dots? The drop down option is there. So here select Oracle source. The one we have configured just now. Now type username as HR. Small HR. Password HR. Password HR. Password. Anushka. Password. See that HR comes automatically. You don't have to. The owner name comes automatically. Don't cancel that. Go back to username. Go back to username. Okay, fine. Don't delete anything. Don't cancel anything. Say connect. Click on the plus sign. It will take a bit of time to load the tables. Click again and check the plus sign. Click on the plus next to the tables. Select employees is my source. Employees. Anushka, am I clearly audible or is my voice breaking?
No, ma'am, you are clearly audible.
Acha. No, because sometimes what happens, my network is bad, na. So maybe I might not be clearly audible. Okay. Say okay.
Now here.
Correct. Very good. See what we have done in this step. In this step, we have configured, first of all, when Anushka clicked on sources and import database, we configured two database connection. One is Oracle source and one is Oracle target. What we have done? We selected the driver. What is driver? Which will the set of protocols which will help us to connect to my Oracle database. And what parameter values we supplied? We supplied values like who is the who is the host, what is the port number through which Oracle can be connected, what is the name of the service that we are running for Oracle, what is the name of all this connection. We supplied those parameters. Similarly, we did for Oracle target. We have kept two connection strings ready so that whenever I want to establish a connection from Informatica to Oracle, what I need to do? I need to take help of that bridge. That connection string is nothing but a bridge which will help me connect two apps. What are those two apps? One is Oracle, one is Informatica. Via that bridge, I will get connected to that between these two various apps. Now what I am doing? I have using that connection, I said using that bridge, connect me to the HR user and give me the access to all those tables of that HR user. So Informatica is on one side, Oracle is on one side. I have connected via the bridge. Now I can go to the other side through Informatica and I can get connected with the HR user and get access of all his tables. So one of the table I have selected from the HR user. So Anushka, select that table, select that green one. Just click on that. Correct. Now you can see the dotted lines at the bottom side. Drag that and at the bottom. Correct. Drag that. Very good. Fantastic. Correct. Enough. Now you can see over here all the columns of that. Anushka, that's okay. Minimize that. Correct. Best. That's it. So you can see all the columns of the employee table over here from the HR user. Now I'm going to port it. I'm going to land it. I'm going to post it into the target, that is my employees copy table. What is employees copy table? Employees copy table is an empty table which only is mapping structure wise to the employees table. You're getting what I'm saying, everyone? You people are following whatever I'm saying.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Now, if you can see, Anushka, in your left hand side, sources, there is one plus sign automatically come to sources. Open that plus sign. See, Oracle source. Open that plus of Oracle source. Employee. So, under my sources, I have established a connection called as Oracle source. Via that Oracle source, I have extracted one table called as employee. And this employee table it is coming from where? It is coming from Oracle. Who is the owner of this? HR. Do I have this person registered into my database? Yes. What is the job of Oracle? It is acting as a source. Now, this is step number 1. Now, I need to have my target available with me. Okay, what is there in employees table? There are 107 rows. I need to pick all these 107 rows and I need to put it into the employees copy table. Who is my employees copy table? It is a target table. So what I need to do? I need to go to the target window over here. So Anushka, click on the second icon, that is target. In the option. Very good. That is my target design. Now, you can see the menu at the top has changed. It has become target. Again, click on target. Say import from database again. Correct. This time, I will not click on the 3 dots again because already the bridge, see, whenever a bridge is to be constructed, the bridge is constructed only once. Every time I need to cross the road, the bridge, I don't go and construct the bridge every time. Bridge once constructed is done. It will work for me for lifetime. So source and target, 2 bridges I have already constructed one time. Again, should I do it? No. Should I do it for the first time? Yes. Because there is no bridge to connect from one city to the other city. There is no bridge. I constructed that bridge. That's enough. That's a one-time activity. Now, since, mark these words now, whatever I am saying, the statement. Since I am working in the same schema, that means since I am transferring the data from one table to other table under the same user, that is HR, I am not shifting from one user to the other user. I can keep the Oracle ODBC data source connectivity as the same. That is Oracle source data direct, whatever 8.0 Oracle wire protocol is written over there, I can keep it as same. Why? Because that bridge takes me to the HR user. Why should I change my road? That bridge is taking me to the HR user. So I will not change my road. That is the simplest way. So I will not change my direction. I will not change my road over there. That is taking me to the HR user. And where is my target table? My target table is also in the HR user only. So my target, my target table is also in the HR user. My connection is also going to be the same. So no changes. This is a simple first activity that we are doing. So type HR, small HR, directly go to the third one. Second one comes automatically, owner name, HR. Connect. plus sign. This time, can anyone tell me which table I should select? Which table should I select? Can anyone tell me?
Employees copy.
Very good. Fantastic. Very good. I should select employee copy because I am taking data from employee and putting it into employee copy. Fantastic. Click on OK. Anushka, by the way, are you understanding what you're doing? Now drag this, Anushka. Correct. Now you can see in the database we have already seen that the employees copy table is empty. We have truncated all those 107 rows. Correct? This table is empty right now. Correct. Now go to the last option, Anushka, mapping design. Correct. Now, if you see again in the left hand side under target, one plus sign has been generated automatically. Click on that. Yes, this my employees copy is going to work as a target. Correct. Now, Anushka, what you have to do? Now, in the mapping designer, what is the job of the mapping designer? The wait. The mapping designer is going to map, is going to tell me what from the source is going to go into the target. What is the connectivity between the source and the target? Okay. So now you need to create the mapping. Now go to mapping menu, create the mapping. Create. Now here say EMP table to table. Give meaningful names because later on it is going to create a very huge confusion for us, like which activity has done what for us. So here say EMP table to table, say tab to tab, TAB. Nee, Anushka, see, whenever we are giving names to objects, we are not going to give any spaces. Either give underscore or don't give spaces. Okay? Nee, it's okay, na? That's correct. Achha, okay. Correct. Continue. Very good. Now say okay. Now, what does the name indicate? I'm going to copy. There is, see in that empty space, you can see employee tab to tab is the name of the mapping. That mapping, since I can create hundreds of mappings in a day, I can extract data from one table to other table 100 times. I can do that, right? But which table I am doing, I might do different tables every time. Hence, for every source and target, I need to generate a different mapping. And hence, every mapping will have a different name. If you can see here, it is showing. Can you take your cursor a bit up, Anushka? Above mapping designer. Correct. Very good. Here you can see the name given by Anushka, EMP table to table mapping. Correct. This is the name that I have given. Now, in the mapping designer, she has to drag both the source and the target. First, always source, then comes the target. So first drag the source, Anushka. Drag the, come to your left hand side. Employee table over there, employee, go up. Come down. Employees table at the top. Employee. Click on the name. Very good. Drag that into the mapping designer. Drag that. The name. Name, drag it. Drag it in the gray area. Hold your mouse down and drag it into the mapping designer. Correct. Super. Very good. Now similarly do it for employees copy and bring it on the right side of extreme right. Very good. Bus. There only. Correct. Now just pull this middle table to a bit right side. No, middle one. The yellow one. No, to the right side. To the right side. Correct. Okay. Do one thing. Right click on the gray area. Right click. No, gray area. Gray area. Gray. Gray one. Gray. In the background. In the background, Anushka. Correct. Right click. Say arrange all.
What, ma'am?
Arrange. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth option. Fifth. Array. Next. Arrange. That only. Anushka, arrange all.
I have to click on it.
Correct. Click on that. Correct. Now, do one thing. One sec. Hold on. I am asking you for control. Can you give me the control?
Yes, ma'am.
Go to your base machine. Go to your base machine on your laptop. There in the teams you will see request control. Oh, it's not come. Wait. Have you given me the access?
Yes, ma'am, I give you.
Okay. Wait. You don't move now. It's moving a bit slowly. So you can see this one. Okay, the green one is the source. The second one, okay, is something called as the source qualifier. What is the source qualifier? It's the SQ underscore employee. See the naming convention, SQ underscore employee. It means it is a source qualifier. What is source qualifier? Source qualifier is a inbuilt data table by Oracle. Okay, it is an inbuilt table by Oracle. Sorry, by Informatica. What is the job of this source qualifier? It has come automatically. We have not created this table. This has come automatically. Why it is created by Informatica? Because the reason is again simple. The sources are varied. That means we are pulling data from heterogeneous data sources. And the problem with the heterogeneous data sources is the data type. See here, I might go with Oracle, which is saying varchar2 number, date, float, integer, something like this. But SQL Server will go with something else, string, then something else it will go. The flat file doesn't really stick to any data type. XML will do something else. Excel will not again follow any data type. So since it has to pull data from multiple sources, it has to make sure that all these come whenever the data is getting pulled from the varied data sources, it has to be converted into a single format. What Informatica can understand. Okay, whatever Informatica can understand, it has to be converted into those understandable data types. So who is doing this job? This is done by an inbuilt table called as the source qualifier. What does it do? It converts all the data coming from the varied sources into the data type which Informatica can understand. So here you can see number getting converted to decimal, varchar2 getting converted to string. So similarly for others, whatever is the data type, date is getting converted to date and time. So accordingly for every column, it is converting it into a format which Informatica can understand. Right? That is the job of the source qualifier. Later on, we are also going to see how source qualifier tables are going to help me to filter the data. But right now, just understand this much. Now what I need to do? I need to map this. I need to tell Informatica that. Anushka, you said something? So I need to tell Informatica that all these columns kindly, all the records over here, kindly map them over here. Point number 1. Point number 2, then drag, then transfer all the data from here to here. Okay, for that, what I need to do? I will click here. I will right click on this. I will say select all. And what I will do, I will drag, see this dotted area you can see over here. Okay, I will drag and I will bring it over here. So you can see all of the columns. My pointer is going slow because I'm taking the access of her machine. But you can drag it, pull it at your side, and you will see that all of the columns will be connected with each other. Okay, what I did? I clicked over here. I did right click. I say select. On this gray area, I dragged onto this column. It indicates that all the columns are going to be, that double pointer is coming now. See, you can extend this yellow color table also, Anushka. That is the source qualifier. Correct. And plus your original employees table also. Correct. And move to the bit on the left side. This thing. Right. So now you can see a complete view of employees table, which is my source table. My source qualifier, which is my Informatica, and my target, which is the employees copy table. So here column to column mapping is being done. Right. So the next step is very much important. I need to save this mapping. So Anushka, say Control S. Control plus S. See, at the bottom window, you will see mapping EMP tab to tab is valid. You should get this message, else your mapping is not valid. At the bottom of the screen, it is very much important to save this mapping, and you should get this message that my mapping is valid. Correct? So this is done now. This is done. Now, the job of this designer window is complete. Now go to workflow. The next window is workflow. See on your taskbar, Anushka, W is written. No, go to your virtual box. W, correct. That is workflow. Okay. Right click on the repository. नहीं. नीचे. Right click. नहीं. Anushka. Wait. Right click. Okay. Again, close this window. Close this. Again, type in your search. Why the workflow is open? Right click. Open workflow. Now it is activated. Right click on PCRS. Connect. Administrator. Connect. Open Anushka. Right click on Anushka. Connect. Open. Again, right click, open. Correct. Now, in your workflow, again, you are able to see three options: task developer, workload designer, and workflow designer. Okay, workflow designer. We are going to work with the third component, that is the workflow designer. Later on, we will work with task developer and workload designer if required. But again, most of the times as a developer, you will be working with the workflow designer. What is a workflow? Workflow, to define, is a set of certain objects. Whenever I want to automate a certain a particular task, like we have done triggers. Okay, we have done triggers. What does a trigger do? Trigger automates a certain activity. When a person is updating something, do something. When a person is deleting something, do this thing, do that thing, right? So that is automatically done by a trigger. Similarly, a workflow is a set of components. Maybe, if I take an offline example, you might have seen, to give you a very raw example, in some of the videos on YouTube, you can see some people, they have a room full of some objects kept, and when they give a push to one object, all the other objects in line, fall, or they start working or something like that. Okay. Or one more example is like when I start a certain in a special in an industry or in a factory, if I click a button or if I push a button, then the machine operates, and in that machine I can see first the item is made ready on the belt, on the conveyor belt. You can see the item getting ready, then the item getting packed, then the item getting put in a carton. All the things one by one serially are happening. So the item is first prepared by adding several mixtures. It goes on the conveyor belt automatically. It goes then in the second part. It gets packed into the box. In the third part, they seal it, and in the fourth part, they put it in the carton. But nothing is manually happening over there. Everything is happening over the conveyor belt. Everything is happening automatically. You can see on the National Geography channel, or maybe I think Discovery channel, you can see various these food industries. Whenever they are showing videos of food industries, they will see that all the process is getting automated. Similarly, a workflow designer, what I will do, I will arrange the items inside the workflow, and I will say start the workflow, so that whatever action I want to do, it will happen automatically. So what is a workflow? A workflow is a component which will automate the different tasks for me. So when I start the conveyor belt into that food industry and I give the mixture, the item gets prepared automatically. It gets transported into the box automatically. It gets sealed automatically. It gets filled into the carton automatically. Everything happens automatically. Similarly, a workflow, I will arrange the items inside the workflow and I will say start the workflow, so that everything happens automatically. Now, what is expected to happen over here automatically? The transportation of the data. My source is set. My target is set. My mapping is done. So where I started at the point, my source. Then I created my target. In the mapping designer, I told that from here I want to transport the data here. Now is the time to actually do it. So what am I going to do? I'm going to actually do that. So to do that, again, I will have to first configure the workflow. Configure, again, tell the workflow like which database, what database, how, when, why, where, that bridge I want to construct. Again, this is a one-time activity. Every time once when workflow knows from where to pick the data, it will go there automatically. It will not repetitively ask for it. So at the top, you will see in the menu workflow. Click on that workflow. Say create. Okay. Go to properties. One second now. Hold on. This is on my machine. I can do it fast. Here I am getting. Okay, close this window. Close this, cancel this window, Anushka. Click on connections. Say the discard changes. Yes, yes, yes. Go to connections. Connections menu. Relational. Click on new. Select Oracle. Click on OK. Okay, name, make it as Oracle underscore source. User is HR. Password is HR. Connection string is XC. Okay, click on OK. One more time, do this connection for the target also. Click on new. Again, Oracle. OK. Name as Oracle underscore target. User, you can keep it as core, CORE. And password core. Connection string XE. Okay. 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 Now close this. Click on close. Yeah. Now go to workflows. Create workflows. Now give it a name. Give EMP tab to tab underscore workflow. Underscore WF. Okay. Click on OK. Now, see, at the top right hand side, there is one arrow button. Next to that, there is a session button. Yeah, move to your right, move to your right. Right. There. Next. Next means previous one. That session. Click on that and drag it in the workflow designer. Correct. That one only. No. Correct. Now, here the workflow is asking us which mapping you want to, because there could be several mappings. There could be employee to employee, there could be employee to department, there could be department to department copy. There could be certain mappings that I have done. Out of that, which mapping you want to select in this workflow? Like in the industry, I might be packing 5 items. So it is biscuit plus ice cream plus cake plus something else XYZ. So it is asking like which item you want to pack. Ice cream, then I will use this method. Cake, then I will use this method. Biscuit, then I will use this method. So likewise, the workflow is asking me which mapping you want to put it under the workflow. So since I have only one, that is tab to tab, I will select that and click OK. Click OK. Now You can maximize this window, Anushka. Is it already maximized? Then move to your right. No, there has to be a link. If you move to your right, there minimum, um, using your scroll bar, or see that window is there, na? The window internal window is not maximized, Anushka, if you see, because not this one. See, one more is there. Internal, below that. No, not this one.
This one.
No. Minimize this, Anushka. Minimize this. This is a designer window. We need to go to the workflow window. Maximize this. Now, next to session, there will be a link. One sec, hold on. Go to your tools menu.
Yes.
Or go to layout. I'm not able to see. 1 second, hold on. Sorry, Anushka. There has to be see the way you had that session, from where you dragged. On the right hand side, you will also find a link tab over there. Just check for link tab. Link option over there. On the right hand side, just move your scroll bar. But that will not move, although. Your window is not getting maximized. That is the problem. See below that one more. Click there. Okay, this has got. Okay, maximize this. Wait, let me check. Under which menu option you will find that. Okay. Restore your window size, Anushka.
Yes, ma'am.
Just go on. How to go to the right hand side? Because now next to see if there is any. See at the bottom. See there is one scroll bar, Anushka. At the very much bottom and below that. Can you move that?
No, ma'am.
Because that link tab is there, which will help us to link the two. And in your virtual box, I am unable to make it like how to go to the right hand side. Okay, just go to the view option. View option.
Yes, ma'am.
No, view. And say full screen. Now go to the right hand side.
Yes, ma'am.
No. No, move your scroll bar to the right. This moves only. Okay. Show me your, keep your mouse on each of the options over there.
Here is session, command, email, decision, and assignment class.
Okay, wait 1 second. See on your left hand side, what is this? This cross mark come. Just click on that. No. No, you don't click. There, I wanted to see whether extra icons have come. Wait. Those who are not using the virtual box, are they able to see a an icon called as link tab? Danish and Nazish or Nargish. Danish,
Yes, ma'am.
are you able to see the link tab?
No, ma'am.
You are also not able to see. Share
No,
your
ma'am.
screen. Share your screen.
Ma'am, I am doing on another PC.
Oh. One sec. Okay, Anushka, click on view once again. In the workflow designer, click on view. Okay, go to your virtual box. You have said view full window, na? Nahi. In the menu option of your machine, virtual machine, not there. This is not there. Say escape.
Yes, ma'am. Now.
Okay, there click on view. View.
Yes, ma'am.
Navigator. Click there.
I click.
Okay. That we don't have really any option over here. Wait, I'm checking that option. Wait. Wait, I'll just call Jay over here, like, because this is the virtual window. I really am not aware of this, how to work with this. I need to maximize this window. That is my problem, because the link is on the right hand side and it is not available in any of the menus. Okay, he might have been left for lunch by the time. The last step is remaining. Why are we not able to see that? Okay, go back and go back to the view. Okay, do one thing, Anushka. Can you see this two lines over here? next to the, that drop down is there now at the top. At the top. Next to that, now there are two lines. Can you just pull it towards your left and see like if that all the menu options? No. Next to that, see one line is there. More. No. Anushka, not there. Wait. Go to the drop down. Next. Wait. Now there is one gray line over there. No, not this. Next. Next to that arrow, now there is one. That gray line. Gray line. No. The gray line is there, na, Anushka? Not that one. See, move to your left. That. Just see if you can drag that towards your left. Exactly. Now see the link tab, you are able to see this. See at the top, go above. Next. That is the link tab. Okay. Drag it. Anushka, drag that link into the workflow designer. Don't click on that, Anushka. Click. Don't leave your mouse. Drag it into the workflow designer.
I drag it, but
Wait. Give me the control. It is coming. See now. Put it between your this one. Start and tab to tab. Pull it from one end to the other end. Correct.
this one.
Join it to correct. No, Anushka, no. Go back to the link task.
Yes, ma'am.
Do it once again. From start to this, you have to just join that using that line. Okay, say escape. Press the escape button.
Yes, ma'am. I press it.
No, see. You have to join those two things na, using that line.
Ma'am, start and this employee tab to tab.
Yes. Correct. Yes, correct. Good. The end line which you have dragged, drag it a bit more towards EMP TAB you have written.
Yes, ma'am.
Not this one. The blue line.
This line.
More towards EMP tab. Correct. Right. Now this is enough. Now you have established a connection between. One sec, hold on. You have established a connection between the mapping and the workflow start. That is, you are telling the workflow to start the mapping. Okay. So now what you have to do? Now select the EMP tab to tab. Select that. Right click on it. Edit. Go to edit. Go to mappings. At the top. Menu. The tab.
Yes, ma'am.
Here on the left hand side, you will see SQ_employees. Click that. Correct. Now, if you see this, what we are doing, we are setting the properties of the session. See what you did in the workflow. You created a workflow. You gave a name to the workflow. Then you did drag the session. That is the wheel symbol which is given. That setting symbol is given. That is the session. In that session, you told that this is the mapping for which I want to create the workflow. Now, third step, you did drag the link between. You linked that the workflow should do which activity automatically. So you linked that using the link tab. That is a link task. Now what you're doing, you are trying to set the session property. That is, here you're telling who is the source, who is the target. Now, if you see over here, the SQ_employees, that is the source qualifier. SQ is nothing but the source qualifier. I am going to read the data from this. Hence, under reader, you are got this relational reader. Relational is I am going to read from a table. And this SQ_employees is the table under which I am going to read. The connections, if you see, it is the Oracle source. The Oracle source connection which we configured, the bridge that we connected. Next, in the properties window, if you can scroll in the properties, Anushka, on the right hand side, see, there is a scroll bar. Scroll. Here you will see one by one. If you scroll down, you will see a number of properties to be set over here, which are called as the session properties. So as we go ahead in the session, we are going to see them how to set few of the properties from this session properties, but these are called as the session properties. Right. Now what are you going to do? You're going to check. You're going to check over here that which particular tables, what is the source table name, what is the target table name. Here, next time I'll tell you what is overriding property. Right now, nothing to do. Click on the targets. Click on the targets on the left hand side. The next, that is the employees copy. You will see the writer is the relational writer and the bridge is again Oracle source only. Why? Because we are copying from one schema to the same schema. Okay. Click on OK. Click on OK. Say Control S, Control plus S, save the change. Okay. Now you can see in the bottom window, it is saying that the workflow is valid. Okay. Now right click on the white space in the top, in the middle, and say start workflow.
Start workflow.
Workflow, correct. Automatically the monitor window will start. You will see a monitor window being started. Maximize this window. Maximize. The monitor window will tell us the status of the current activity that is going on. Okay. You can, one sec. You can go to the task view bar. At the bottom, see at the bottom. At the bottom pane of the window, you have two options. Task, yes. Now right click on PCRS. Say connect. Administrator. Connect. Right. Go to the this thing once. Close the window and open again. Okay. Say do one thing. Say start workflow. Right. Correct. Okay. Go to the task view. Okay. Go to the chart window.
Where, ma'am?
See at the bottom, there is Gantt chart. Yes. Okay. It is not showing the status. Okay. Do one thing. Go to the database. Let us see whether the table has been copied. Go to the database.
Where, ma'am?
Your SQL, Oracle. Say select count of star from employees copy. Count of star. ठीक है. That's okay.
Select the star from
Employees copy. Enter. See. Now there are 107 rows which have been which are there now successfully come into your employees copy table.
here it is showing 214 rows.
Two times we did run the workflow. 107 plus C, one time we close the monitor window and again we did run the workflow, na?
Yes, ma'am.
So 107 plus 107 is how much?
214.
214, na?
Yes, ma'am.
So two times we did run the workflow. Hence what it has done is it has copied twice the same data into the target table. Right? So we saw, see, initially this employees copy was empty. Yes or no? Yes or no? Was employees copy table empty or no? We created one employees copy table. Anushka?
Yes, ma'am.
We created one employees copy table.
Yes, ma'am.
We truncated that table. We made the count as 0.
Yes, ma'am.
Do one thing. Say truncate table employees copy. Truncate table employees copy. Now count the number of rows into this table, or say select star from employees copy. There is no rows selected, correct?
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
go back to your workflow. Right click, say start workflow. Correct. Now go back to your table. In your SQL Plus. Now say select star from employees copy. Enter. Rows are there?
Yes, 107 rows.
So the table was empty. Yes or no? The employees table, was it empty? Employees copy table, was it empty or no? Anushka,
How employees table is empty, ma'am? Here it is showing 107 rows.
but employees copy table, we emptied that table, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And after running the workflow, the data is there.
Yes, ma'am.
So what did we understand from this? Has anyone understood what we did over here?
Ma'am, I think when we delete here and if we work on again workflow, then it is not deleted.
Nahi. What are you saying, Anushka? I'm not getting you.
I'm saying that if we delete here on SQL Plus and again if we back on workflow, what is happening now?
What happened? What is your confusion?
I'm saying that when we delete on SQL Plus that table and we back to on workflow and we start workflow, then it is created that table again.
It has not created the table. It has only filled the records into the table.
Yes, ma'am.
Anna, table we have already created. The structure is ready. It has only filled with that table with the data from the employees table. एक खाली टेबल है हमारे पास और एक उसको हमको पॉपुलेट करना है. वी हैव टू फिल दैट टेबल. तो हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं कि जहां से डेटा हमारे पास जो सोर्स डेटा है, जो एम्प्लॉइज डेटा जो हमारे पास है जिसमें 107 रोज है, हम उसको लेके ये खाली टेबल में हम भर रहे हैं. लेकिन हु इज हेल्पिंग मी टू डू दिस? दिस इज डन बाय Informatica.
Yes, ma'am.
Has everyone understood this? What is happening in this experiment? So I therefore told purposely Anushka to truncate that table again. मतलब truncate कर रहे हैं मतलब क्या कर रहे हैं? हम लोग उस टेबल को खाली कर रहे हैं. The data was there in the table. We truncate means what? We keep the table structure as is. टेबल को वैसे ही रखते हैं और उसके अंदर के पूरे 107 रोज में एक साथ डिलीट करना चाहती हूँ. तो इसके लिए फिर मैंने उसको ट्रंकेट कर दिया, उसको खाली कर दिया और एम्प्लॉयज जो मेरा सोर्स टेबल है उसमें से लेकर मैंने यहाँ पे डाला है एम्प्लॉयज कॉपी टेबल में. और हु हैज हेल्प मी टू डू दैट? हाँ, क्लियर है अभी एवरीवन?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is table to table load what we have done. Picking data from one table and pouring it into the other table. And हमने ये कहाँ किया है? ये हमने, हमारा सोर्स कौन है? हमारा सोर्स है Oracle. हमारा टारगेट कौन है? हमारा टारगेट भी टेबल ही है. So that is why it is called as table to table load. और ये किसके स्कीमा में रहकर हमने किया है? हमने किया है HR स्कीमा में रहकर. We are doing it with HR schema. Who is the owner of both the tables? It is HR schema. दोनों टेबल के जो ओनर्स है वो HR ही है,